Hi guys, excuse my hair. It is humid here in Florida and my hair is apparently allergic. So I have another book review for you, and this one is on Mind Games by Kiersten White. So this book is about two sisters named Fia and Annie. Annie is older than Fia by 2 years, and they are sent to a school that is specialized in psychic abilities for women when their parents pass away in a car accident. And they think that they are there for just that, but they're actually there for corporate espionage. And as they get older, they realize this. And Fia is assigned to basically do whatever she is told to do. And if she does not do that, then they are going to kill her sister Annie. I actually have to admit that with this book, it took me a while to get into it. I was about 60 pages in before it started to get a little bit better. And I actually was thinking about giving up, but I'm actually pretty glad that I didn't. At first, the character Fia was pretty hard to get to know, and I felt like she was very hard to like. But as the book grew further and further into the story, I actually realized why she was the way she was, and it actually made me like her a little bit more. It made her a little bit more endearing to me, so that was always a plus. At first, Fia thinks that Annie is being sent to this school because she Go away, Mummy. With this book, Annie is the one that at first is thought to have the more advanced powers. She is blind. She was blind when she was 4 years old, but she can still see the future. And she can see what people look like, what they're doing, who they are, and she gets these random visions about the future, and that's why she is wanted at this school. Fia has a really bad sense about it, and so they allow her to come along with them. And that's when they realize that it's actually Fia who has a better advantage than Annie does, which is why Annie is used as collateral against Fia. Fia has the ability to always make the right choice, and her gut instinct is always spot on. During tests, she can never take multiple choice because she will always get it right, because she always knows the answer, even if she doesn't know the material being given. With that being said, with her ability, it's really hard for the readers to keep hold on her, the people that can tell the future, because her decisions are always changing and she's always on the move, which makes her the primary asset in the company that kind of owns her. So this book starts off with Fia having to kill Adam. And the reason she has to kill him is because Keen, who is like the project director, the main head honcho CEO guy of the school, thinks that he is a threat to him. Fia has to execute any plans that he gives her. Otherwise, Annie, her sister, will be killed. She cannot kill him for some reason, and so she kind of helps him escape. And that's why she is so afraid that they are going to kill her and her sister. Like I said, it took me a while to get into this book, but once I did, I actually enjoyed it. The ending was very, very good, which is why I bumped it from a 3-star to a 4-star rating. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, but I can't because Goodreads doesn't allow half-star ratings, and I kind of want to keep my reviews on YouTube and Goodreads similar, and so I gave it a 4 out of 5. I went ahead and rounded up. And I thought it was really exciting. The action scenes were really good. This book has alternating points of view between Annie and Fia, and also it has flashbacks and present tense. So that made it a little bit hard sometimes to remember. Sometimes I had to backtrack to the beginning of the chapter to see whose point of view it was and the time frame. But other than that, it was still a really good book, and it didn't really deter me too much from my enjoyment of it. The writing was pretty good. The only thing that I didn't really like was Kiersten White's repetition, mostly 3 times of a single word or sentence. I heard tap, tap, tap like 5 billion times, and I know that's like a quirk of Fia, but I found it to be kind of distracting and took away from the intensity of the chapter, particularly when there was a fight scene. It still didn't really deter me from the book, but it was a little irritating at times and kind of distracting, and I felt like it wasn't really necessary. I did enjoy the kind of love triangle between Fia, Adam, and James. I thought that that was a good twist into the book. I loved the ending. I thought the ending was perfect and awesome, and I cannot wait for the sequel to come out, which is called Perfect Lies, and it's due out in February of 2014. Another thing that I did like about the book that I found interesting is there wasn't too much of a focus on her love life. It was more of the corporate espionage, her sister, how she felt about the company, and running from these people that are trying to kill her. Excuse me. And I thought that was a really good addition, and it was kind of a breath of fresh air between the other more YA reads that are more towards the love interest instead of the actual other plot. I did wish that there was more scenes of the two girls at the school with the instructors and them being basically trapped in the school. It's actually really an interesting concept because they're at this school with someone who can see the future and someone who can read thoughts. So they're trying to escape this school, but they can't really make a plan because the teachers will know about it. The second that they see them, they'll be able to read their minds and see the future. And so they're kind of stuck. And so I thought that that was a really good and interesting twist to the plot, and I wish there was a little bit more of that in the book. I understand why there really couldn't be, but I would really have almost liked the whole book to be about that, because I thought that that was very interesting. There were some parts of the book that I was not expecting, which I really liked. There was a few twists in the plot, which was great. And like I said, it took me about 50 pages to get into it, and even then I'm not sure why, because it was interesting, and I think I just wasn't a huge fan of Fia. But once I realized what the poor thing had to go through, I actually started to like her, and like I said, she was a little bit more endearing. So I think if I read it again, I would be more interested in the story. So I think the 4 out of 5 star rating is pretty sound. So that is my review of Mind Games by Kiersten White. It's a really good read. I think you guys will enjoy it, and definitely check it out. Right now, I am reading Finale by Becca Fitzpatrick. I'm about 50 pages in, and I'm actually really enjoying it so far, which is awesome. Crescendo was just awful, but I liked Silence, so I'm hoping that, it only goes up from there. I might have a library haul for you guys later on tonight. I'm going to return the books that I've already read. I'm supposed to return them to keep my list down, but we all know how that works out. What can I say? I'm just addicted to books. The 2 books that I'm returning that I haven't read, I couldn't finish for some reason, are Spellcaster by Claudia Gray and also Burn by Sarah Shepard. I am so tired of this series, you guys. At this point, I think it's more that she's just basically kind of a cash cow, and she's just looking for more money. That might not be the case, but it just feels like that because she ended the series, and then when the show started, she started writing again. And that's a little irritating to me, and it's just the same thing over and over. The girls gasp, there's a giggle, and then nothing. Really frustrating, and so I decided to return it. And then with Spellcaster, I'm not sure what happened. I think I'm just such a huge fan of her Evernight series that nothing compares. I just couldn't get into this one. This one was more of an insta-love, and that's one of my biggest literature pet peeves, so I couldn't handle it. So those are the books that I'm returning, along with A Trick of the Light and Mind Games. Was there another one? I'm going to give Cross My Heart and Hope to Die by Sarah Shepard, the 5th book in the Mind Games. There it is. Now this is where I'm struggling, because I did decide to keep going with Mind Games, and it ended up being great. So now I'm having a hard time giving up a book, because I'm like, well, what if there's one more page and then it gets great? That's what I'm struggling with right now, but I'm going to give that one a go and see how I like it. So that is my update and review, you guys, impromptu update. And I hope you guys are having an awesome Tuesday. It's beautiful here. It's a little warm, but it's still great. Still, it just flew by. Flying through these reviews. So I don't have, I have some books left, but not too many. They're stacked up right here. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.